Hi everybody, it's Deborah from PeopleLovingAnimals.com. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching my video today. Today's video is called 9 Safety Tips for Pets During the Winter Time. If you live in a cold climate and if you have friends who have pets and also live in a cold climate, I'm going to ask you to please go ahead and share this one because it is very important that we know about things that are dangerous to our pets in the cold weather, in the winter, that we can avoid terrible things happening just by knowing about it. So I'm going to ask you to please go ahead and share this one. I'm going to go over the list, and then I'm going to have a ton of extra resources for you all about dogs and cats in cold weather. I'm going to link a bunch of stuff for you in the description box, and during the video I'll tell you what I've got linked for you. So again, thanks so much for watching. If you have not been here before, my name is Deborah. I own this website called PeopleLovingAnimals.com, and I do videos all about the care and health and training of dogs and cats. So if you would like to have continuous information about your cat or dog, please go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. And also in the description box, you'll see links to sign up for either my dog lovers email list or my cat lovers email list. And you can sign up for both if you would like to. You'll get regular emails from PeopleLovingAnimals.com about dogs and cats if you'd like to go ahead and sign up for that. So let's get started. We're going to use this post called 9 Winter Safety Tips for Pets to guide us through today's video. I'm going to give you the link to this post in the description box so you can go in here and click on anything that we talk about during the video. And we're going to go over 9 tips, and I have to warn you, number 9 is quite heartbreaking. If I can't even imagine it happening. But I'm glad to be able to tell you about it because, you know what, until I heard of this, it never dawned on me that this could even happen. Anyway, let's go ahead and go through these 9 things. I don't want to take up too much of your time. First is ice and salt on your pet's paws, dogs and cats. If you're taking your dog to the park, they might be salting the walks, even down the side of the road. Even if you use salt in your own driveway, the salt can actually burn the pads of their feet. And also, you don't want the salt getting stuck on their feet, in their fur, between their toes, because you don't want them licking it. You don't want them consuming this salt, right? I'm going to make a couple suggestions. One is that if your dog will wear boots, go ahead and buy some boots. I'll give you a link to find some on Amazon. Also, they do make pet paw wipes, like baby wipes, but they're specifically to wipe pets' paws. I'm going to give you the link for that. And then also they do make salt for your own driveway and sidewalks that is safe for pets' paws. So I'm going to give you a link to that as well. If you have pets and they're walking around outside, you do want to get the salt that is safe for them and for their paws. The second one, obviously, is exposure to the cold. Just like humans, pets can be, exposure to the cold for too long can be very dangerous. A couple of things to remember here. First of all, if you have an elderly dog or cat that goes outside, keep in mind that cold weather makes arthritis worse. Also keep in mind if you have an elderly animal, you don't ever want them to lose their way outside and they can't get back in if they're having dementia, if they are physically unable to make it back to the door. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, if your dog or cat is old, just keep that in mind because the older they get, the more dangerous winter becomes for them. The other thing I want to talk about, I'm going to give you a couple links on this, is whether or not your dog needs a winter coat in the winter. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but in the description box, you're going to find a link to get a printable list of the dog breeds that do need a winter coat and the dog breeds that don't need a winter coat. And I can tell you right now, no matter what you think, your dog probably does need a winter coat because many more dogs do need that than people realize. So hang with me. I'm going to give you some more information on that. You can get the list in the description box. Number 3 is slipping on ice. I had a little miniature dachshund. I'm going to be showing you a cute picture of her. in just a few minutes, but she slipped on the ice in our backyard. There was like a, like a big mud puddle in the backyard, and it froze and it was ice. I saw her do it. I saw her slip on the ice. Well, she threw out her back. That poor little dog was in agony over a week. I took her to the vet. It cost me $1,000 by the time we were done. He had to do x-rays. She had to have medication, all these things. And I had to literally hand feed her for almost a week because her back was so sore. She couldn't even like bend over her dish, like to eat. It was really, really bad. And it was just because she slipped on the ice. So please be careful, your dog and your cats. Like if you're at the dog park, just you keep ahead of things and look to make sure that there's no ice, because them falling on it or you falling on it, not a good thing either way. Also, the outside water supply. If you leave water in a bowl outside for your pets and it's freezing outside, the water's going to freeze. And then also, do you remember when we were kids, our parents told us not to lick anything metal in the wintertime or our tongue would stick to it? First of all, we've all done it and we know it's true, but that's the same with a metal dog water bowl. Okay, so don't have a metal one in the wintertime. And just keep that in mind, that if it's freezing temperatures outside, whatever water you've put out is going to be frozen. Okay, so you might want to move it into a shed or a garage that the animal can get into. They also make heated bowls, heated water bowls for pets. And so I'm going to give you a link to check those out as well. Number 5 is space heaters. It's never okay to leave a space heater plugged in alone, in your house when you're not home. It's never a good thing to do. But if you have to, if you're leaving and that's the only source of heat that you have for your pet, just take extra care to make sure the space heater is not going to tip over, that they can not get too close to it. Just keep it in mind, okay? Pets will lie on top of a heat vent. They'll sit directly in front of a space heater. They'll fall asleep in front of or too close to a fireplace. So just keep these things in mind. Whatever the heat source is, just keep it in mind that you want to keep your pet safe with those. Number 6 is weight gain. You might not have thought about this one, but if you have a dog and you're walking your dog less in the wintertime because it's cold, not only can the dog gain weight, but you can gain weight as well. But specifically for the dogs, not only do they need physical exercise, they need physical exercise no matter what, even if it's cold outside. So at least put a coat on them and take them for a short walk. But if it's just too cold to take them, then at least exercise with them in the living room, like, throw a little ball around, or you can get one of those rope toys and play tug of war. Just make sure that they have exercise, and not only for their weight control, but also for their behavior control, because regular exercise really helps dogs to burn off their energy, their anxiety, especially if you have a young dog. So keep that in mind. If you're not taking your dog for a walk every day because it's cold, all of a sudden they're chewing up the couch while you're gone. Do you know what I mean? So just keep that in mind about their weight and their need for physical exercise. Number 7, you might have heard of this one, antifreeze. Many pets have died from licking antifreeze off a garage floor. Apparently, it has a sweet taste. They don't recognize it as not food. So if there's antifreeze, leaks out of your car, onto the garage floor or in your driveway, you got to clean it up right away. Make sure that that's not out, because pets will lick it and they will die from it. So please just keep an eye out for that one. Number 9 is carbon monoxide poisoning. This can happen when your furnace or your furnace vents have leaks. It can be more dangerous to pets because the pet's home alone all day. They can't even say, geez, I feel a little nauseous. This can happen in the morning and it's like 8-10 hours before you get home from work and the pet has been alone all day, and obviously there's nothing that they can do about it. Also, keep in mind, the smaller the pet, the more dangerous that is for them, to be inhaling carbon monoxide. So always make sure that you have a carbon monoxide detector with working batteries. And I'm going to give you a link to that as well. I also found out something just recently. I didn't know that carbon monoxide detectors have an expiration date. Now, the one that I currently have, it's like 10 years, but I never realized that. So get out your carbon monoxide detector and look at the date, and make sure that you haven't gone over the lifespan of that particular detector. Number 9, like I said, just breaks my heart. Watch out for frozen ponds. You know, if you're out walking your dog or, you know, your cat, well, you're not going to be out walking. Well, maybe you'll be out walking your cat because a lot of people put them on a harness now and will walk their cats. But just keep in mind, just like with kids, if the water appears to be frozen, it might not be frozen hard enough to hold their weight. Not only that, but they can slip on it. But the reason it breaks my heart is that your dog, for example, could fall into water, like a pond that's too deep, it's over their head. Not only is it freaking freezing, but they could literally drown in it if they can't get themselves out. And another thing that breaks my heart about that is they might be way out on that pond before that ice breaks, and then they're too far out, you can't reach them, they can't get out, and they drown in that icy water. I'm really sorry to even tell you about this one. It breaks my heart so much, but it happens. And can you imagine? I can't even imagine that happening, where my dog is out on a pond and they're drowning in the ice and I can't reach them. I just can't even imagine. I'm not trying to scare you, but I kind of am trying to scare you because that's a big one. There's a park near me that has a small man-made lake. And I think about that when I'm telling you about this, that, you know, it's not a big lake and it's like, oh, it looks like it's frozen. You know, if your dog's not on the leash, they might run out there. You don't know if it's frozen hard enough, and they get out deep. And also, even if the ice doesn't break, your dog might get out in the middle of that pond and it's so slippery they can't make it back. So, oh, that one just really breaks my heart. So, like I said, please pass this on to other people who have pets. There's my little wiener dog, Tiz, in her little winter coat. I bought that for her on eBay. And she actually is wearing a onesie underneath. I'm giving you the link for those. If you don't know, that's what babies wear. They're those little onesie, little undershirts that snap at the crotch. I bought onesies for her because she was so little that when I would walk her in the wintertime, her belly would get all, you know, wet and cold from the snow. So I would put a onesie on her and then I would put the winter coat on her to protect her belly. But I got her that coat on eBay and she always wore it. So just keep that in mind. Oh, okay, now I'm going to give you a ton of information in the description box. They're going to be linked for all of these. Some of them are my articles. They have a video in them. You can find the video on the YouTube channel as well. Number 1 is, when is it too cold for dogs? Number 2 is, do dogs need coats in winter? We're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you the link in this video to get a list of which breeds need a coat and which don't. Keeping outdoor cats warm in the winter, keeping outside dogs warm in the winter, walking dogs in cold weather, cats in cold weather, and dogs in cold weather. That's all of my posts that all have videos. I'm going to give you the link to all of those. And I'm also going to give you a link to an article called Winter Safety for Pets by the ASPCA, and that also has super helpful tips. If you'll just stay with me for one more minute. If you've not been here before, you don't know, I donate to animal charities. Some of the links, not all, but some of the links to various products and services on my YouTube channel and also my website are affiliate links, which means if you click on that link and you purchase something, I will get a small commission. That's how I do peoplelovinganimals.com for a living. But I donate 10% of my earnings to animal charities. And if you go to the homepage of my website, peoplelovinganimals.com, you will see a list of the animal charities that I donate to. So again, thanks so much for watching. I'm really so happy that you're here. Oh, my software is acting up lately, doing that weird thing. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this helps you. Again, please go ahead and share this with your friends and family who have pets who live in a cold climate. Again, my name is Deborah, and my website is peoplelovinganimals.com. Thanks again.